Welcome back to Water Park Rangers Let's Play Kingdom Hearts. In the last episode, we faced off against Riku and got Donald and Goofy back on our side. Because once again, we just got the Keyblade and... yeah, pretty much, they only follow the one who has the Keyblade. They're such shallow people. And then we solved a little puzzle in Hollow Bastion's library. And not only did it open the way forwards, but it also opened a secret passage to a room we would not otherwise be able to access normally. As shown by this little cutscene. Takes us into this little corner here. So there's clearly something quite special up here. Problem is, it's likely gummy ship pieces that I'm never going to use, or likely even remember to sell, because Gil is kind of useless at this point, actually. Ultima G. Yeah, see, Ultima typically corresponds to like the strongest Final Fantasy spell, so I mean, it's pretty obvious that it means something good, it's just I don't know exactly what it means. We're probably never going to get to use it, because I hate the gummy ship, and it's just not worth customizing or doing anything with. It's so useless. So I guess if you want really powerful gummy ship parts, Hollow Bastion is your the place to go for losers like you. Oh yeah, and this thing over here apparently goes two ways. I think there's a switch that changes the direction that laser grid brings us. So you got to keep that in mind later on if you want to visit that other hidden room. I'm not sure if we're actually going to bother to do that though, because I think the other one just has another powerful gummy ship piece, which is just not worth our time, just like the one I got. Which I guess kind of meant that the library puzzle was a waste of time, but it was cool to at least see all the different words and see the moving bookshelves and stuff. So at least there was that. Yeah, that wasn't actually worth it at all. Anyway, last episode, we did get the White Trinity randomly after we defeated Riku. It's the last Trinity, and so this episode we are going to be doing something a little bit differently. We're going to be checking out worlds we've already visited before, all in succession, and getting the White Trinities hidden in each one. In just about every world, I think, there should be a White Trinity somewhere. So we're going to start where the adventure began. Or rather, where we met Donald and Goofy, because we haven't been to Destiny Islands since introduction, as a matter of fact. And yeah, you cannot access Destiny Islands again from the main map, sorry. So once you leave there, you've left. You can't go back from the world map like that. You probably knew that by now, though. Let's be honest. Because we would have at least visited if we had some kind of reason for it, and checked on it to see if it was okay. So there's a yellow Trinity here that I hadn't got before, so I'm just getting it now. And, oh, probably Dalmatians, whatever. I didn't think I'd be finding any more of these. Damn it, Sora! Okay, that's admittedly a pretty difficult platform to get up onto, so... let's try this once more. There, landed it perfectly. Power up. Okay, that's actually a really good reward. And I think we can just glide down to the treasure here. Splendid. Oh, crap! Damn it. I guess I'm gonna cut ahead. That was just me jumping like an idiot into the water, wow. Now let's see what's in here. Okay, these... oh, they're the first three Dalmatians, 1, 2, and 3. But you wouldn't be able to access them without Glide, despite finding them so close to the beginning. And I think that's just about all that's hidden back here. Maybe Merlin is something new for us. I'm gonna go in and check with him. Even if he doesn't, I'm going to find the White Trinity soon, so we're going to need Merlin's help to open up that shortcut. Yep, to the cavern. Figures that he doesn't have anything for us, because I haven't been bringing him those mushroom marks or any of that stuff. Not that, like, hardly anyone ever does that, because there are already more powerful weapons out there to begin with. Like, oh, let's see. Right. Donald, Goofy, and Sora all have ultimate weapons. And for some reason... yeah, we were just standing there. Guess I forgot to cut that out of recording. Regardless, you learned a little bit of useful information there. Donald, Goofy, and Sora all have ultimate weapons that eclipse just about any other weapon you can find for them. Oh, Orichalcum, so that's what was here. I'm going to cut ahead to the next world so we can visit it next. Olympus Coliseum. The White Trinity here is literally right in front. And I was talking about ultimate weapons. For the record, they're a pain to get, so we're likely not going to be retrieving them. I've never gotten Sora's ultimate weapon, or Donald's or Goofy's for that matter. So, Violetta or whatever, is, like the strongest staff we can get for Donald currently. I think it may be the second strongest next to the ultimate one, which we're probably not going to get. So now Donald's much stronger, offensively speaking. Wonderland is the next one to go to. Just up here at the side of the Lotus Forest. Just about where you enter, if you hop up the lily pads and fly back to right about the entrance, and float over here, you'll find this treasure chest. So let's check it out now. Orichalcum. Like, not all of these are White Trinity gifts per se, but there are other things you can find using Glide. So I've just been going back to worlds and raiding them for things that we couldn't get before. So now we've warped over to this Mad Hatter's area, only a higher part of it. And useless arrow type gummy. Okay, a couple of those Dalmatians will do us a bit of good right there. And I think we can glide over to that, just barely. It's probably Orichalcum. Ooh, Mithril, even better actually, because now that I know that Mithril is actually more rare than Orichalcum, it really means something. And that's Aurora G, something totally useless that I don't care about. I'm just going to be cutting back to the Lotus Forest now, one of the lily pads. Okay, I've hopped up here pretty close to where the nut was, and we're going to be going through this entrance, specifically right here. One of these combinations is going to lead us to the White Trinity eventually, I suppose. Oh yeah, these Heartless also are just incredibly weak. I don't think they literally don't upgrade Wonderland even once until a certain point later on where they do the same stuff with all the levels. So it's just so pathetically weak. The enemies here are so pathetically weak. They're even stronger in Traverse Town. Oh, and here's that White Trinity. That was kind of cool back there where we fell through the painting there. Like, Wonderland is full of cool things that you likely won't find if you're just rushing through it to get it over with. Which I can't blame people for doing. Lady Luck, amazing Keyblade if you want something that's great with magic. So if you're a mage, Lady Luck is amazing to have. For us, it would only really come in handy for one possible boss battle. I'll let you know what that is once we get around to facing it. It's still a ways off, actually, even though we're getting closer to the end of the game. There's still a good stretch to go, I'm sure. In fact, I'm sure that there's actually, if the halfway point was somewhere around where we defeated Ursula, then there's actually a good amount left, now that I'm thinking about it. A lot of people actually associate Hollow Bastion with endgame material, but the truth is, there's probably going to be, with my pathetic rate of how slow I am at updating these, like, potentially 2 more months worth of this Let's Play. Just because I'm so pathetically slow with these updates. I'm sorry, guys, this isn't what I base my life around. I know some people would want me to do that, but it's a hobby first and foremost, and I just have to make that clear. Alright, next world, Deep Jungle. The White Trinity here, just go back to where you defeated Clayton. Clayton and Stealth Sneak, wow, all those memories rushing back. All those incredibly shitty Deep Jungle memories. Let's try and forget them, shall we? So just go back here into the waterfall area, which admittedly looks pretty cool. Like, I like the way a lot of these worlds look. They're just not always necessarily fun to play through. So with our high jump and glide and actual good platforming skills that would have come in incredible amounts of handy way back when we first explored this world, we'll just make our way up the waterfall, back to the area actually where the Deep Jungle Keyhole is located. If I'm not mistaken, we actually... Oh, never mind, I am mistaken. It's just right around the corner. Okay, I was thinking we'd have to climb up that vine, and then I realized, wait, that vine actually doesn't go anywhere. So back in here where we had that scene with those beautiful butterflies, there's a White Trinity right here on the floor. It's present in the cutscene, so that's how you know it's here. It's just difficult to remember something that happened so long ago. Orichalcum, awesome gift. So let's take that and leave, and on to the next world we go. A little bit of editing magic. We are popping up in Agrabah. This is the storage room, which is right near the main gate, which leads out to the desert. So first I just went here because we have a green Trinity that we can access that we didn't before. I'm not getting all the Trinities either, or at least I'm pretty sure I'm not going to. No, I'm definitely not going to get all the Trinities. Power up, another very useful reward right there. For the record, I'm using all my power-ups, defense ups, and AP ups on Sora. I established that earlier. I'm reminding you that to do that now, just because he's the one where it's most practical, and you're going to be finding so many of them at this point. Just use them all in Sora. He's the one who's going to make the best use of them for sure. Especially if you plan on doing content which is optional, because there's some really tough optional content that Sora can only face off against with himself. And I believe that's also the same way that you get Donald and Goofy's ultimate weapons, is there's a solo challenge that you have to do. Just with Sora, either that or some time challenge. I forget the exact specifics. I suppose once the time comes to showing you what tougher optional content there is, we'll get around to it then. For the time being, we have first a bandit to exterminate, And, oh, for a second. I get so suspicious whenever I see barrels, I just assume that it's the barrel spider. It's amazing how barrels still have the same amount of strength, and yet Heartless are so much easier to defeat. We have not yet overcome our mortal enemy, barrels. I'm not going to find all the white trinities either, I was just getting the ones that had somewhat worthwhile rewards. Comet G, that's the other powerful one. I remember back in Hollow Bastion there was Ultima G, Comet G is the other powerful one, so I thought I'd at least show you that, even if we're not going to use it. And here, nearby King Neptune's palace, outside in the courtyard, just go into the shell and get that Orichalcum. I don't believe there are any other white trinities that are actually worth your time. So with that out of the way, we're going to be returning back to Hollow Bastion next episode.